It's time for Debrief, your quick wrap-up of TRT World's top stories from the week.
Teşekkür ederim.
Babacığım mikrofonu takalım kardeşim.
Pardon efendim.
Sen öyle yapma senin.
Review package is not meant to... Oh, is it? That's green.
Thursday marks 1,000 days since October 7th, 2023, when Israel launched an onslaught on Gaza with the full might of its armed forces. The Israeli offensive started after Hamas launched attacks across the country in retaliation for Tel Aviv's continued siege on the Gaza Strip.
After decades of occupation, still the fate of more than 2 million Palestinians in Gaza, largely displaced, living amid ruins and a continued siege, remains uncertain.
Well, Israel's all-out military assault and ground invasion of Gaza has killed more than 73,000 Palestinians and reduced the enclave to rubble.
They now live with a new and prolonged reality that affects every aspect of daily life. For some young children, war is all they have ever known.
Children here suffer from the trauma of loss, not only of loved ones and friends, but of normal life.
Their lives have completely changed. They now spend their days collecting water instead of going to school. For 1,000 days, children have been deprived of education. They have forgotten what school is like.
Behind every family in Gaza lies a story of repeated anguish and displacement. After nearly 1,000 days of war, many say the hardest part is not only what has been taken from them, but how long this reality will continue. 1,000 days on, Israel continues what experts have repeatedly called the genocide on Palestinians here.
Israel dismantled the healthcare system in Gaza systematically. The United Nations says that is to reduce the capacity of the Palestinian people to exist. Nearly all hospitals in northern Gaza, in this area, have been targeted by Israel. Palestinians come on a daily basis.
The occupation's killing of more than 1,500 medical personnel has severely hindered medical relief efforts.
Israel agreed to a ceasefire in Gaza in October last year, but left troops in half of the strip. Civilians there continue to face near-daily attacks.
Nobody believed that we could reach this level of violation of international law and international humanitarian law. And the shocking thing is that the genocide, which continued for 1,000 days, is still going on. And you speak about ceasefire. There is no ceasefire.
A leading international rights group is accusing Sudan's Rapid Support Forces of committing crimes against humanity and ethnic cleansing and is calling for the deployment of an international force to protect civilians.
Deliberate targeting of the most vulnerable, deliberate targeting of women through rape and other forms of sexual violence and slavery, deliberate targeting of children who are not collateral damage.
The group interviewed hundreds of victims or witnesses who detailed killings, physical abuse, and torture at the hands of the RSF. Amnesty also cites alleged widespread and deliberate violence against children, including killing, abductions, forced recruitment, and rape. Amnesty accused the RSF of forcibly displacing many communities. Amnesty named specific RSF commanders, calling for them to be investigated and prosecuted for failing to act. Amnesty is calling for the deployment of an international force to protect civilians.
For you to hold someone accountable, it is not possible. There is no one that will be held accountable and tell you that you lost this or that.
They wanted my daughters and I refused, and he said, "You come," against my will. I suffered and endured for my daughters.
For rights groups, these atrocities have a name: war crimes. And for Amnesty International, they have faces too. It accuses the Rapid Support Forces Major General Jido Ahmed Muhammad, Lieutenant Colonel Abbas Khater Bakhid, and Commander Al-Fatah Abdullah Idris of overseeing horrors during the siege and capture of Al-Fashir.
Now, the Rapid Support Forces is targeting mainly Al Ubaid city, which is the capital of North Kordofan state. We have seen over the last 2 to 3 weeks multiple drone attacks, which are unfortunately targeting the infrastructure of the city, targeting the civilian areas, and unfortunately even they targeted the IDPs camp, which has resulted in atrocities and mortality.
Some international actors are directly involved in this. We know that there is powerful states behind the RSF, and the UN has to, in a way, take into account what happens here.
Here's the news in brief, where we bring you even more top stories.
It's been another week of asking whether the United States and Iran are about to make peace or go back to war. After 2 nights of tit-for-tat strikes over the weekend tested last month's ceasefire, the missiles stopped flying again. The uncertainty, however, didn't. Washington and Tehran spent much of the week disagreeing over whether talks were even happening, before eventually holding indirect negotiations in Doha. The discussions focused on keeping the Strait of Hormuz open for international shipping and Iran's frozen assets held in Qatar. Tehran says an agreement has been reached to begin releasing some of those funds for humanitarian purchases. The United States denies any deal on that.
Well, I think they've come a long way. We hit them very hard last week. I think they're fine. I think we're going to... It's the denuclearization of Iran. It's very simple. And Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Otherwise, all of this stuff that we look at, all of these things that we do, the country's never had activity like it's got right now.
Well, on that note, officials say there were no discussions of Iran's nuclear program. But both sides will need to wait before ironing out any remaining discrepancies in their perspective of a future peace. As the week-long funeral procession of late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei is pausing the talks. His funeral is expected to draw around 20 million mourners and representatives from over 100 countries, which would make it the largest state funeral in modern history. Khamenei was killed on the first day of US-Israeli strikes on Iran back in February. Meanwhile, the war in Ukraine shows little signs of slowing. Russia launched its deadliest attack on Kyiv this year, pounding the Ukrainian capital for nearly 11 hours with missiles and drones. At least 30 people were killed and nearly 100 wounded, despite Ukrainian air defenses intercepting most of the incoming strikes. Moscow says it was targeting only military and energy infrastructure in retaliation for Ukrainian attacks on Russian power facilities.
Russia will continue to increase pressure on the Kyiv regime in order to achieve our set goals.
But the destruction across the capital says otherwise.
What emotions can I have? It's horrible. I simply want to die and not see anyone. Windows of that room, this room are broken. Curtains are ripped off in the kitchen too. Everything, do you understand?
And a week on from Venezuela's devastating twin earthquakes, the search for survivors continues.
A reconstruction fund is being established. The initial fund will consist of the equivalent of $200 million, which we will recover from the International Monetary Fund. We held meetings with the US Department of State and the International Monetary Fund specifically to recover those resources, which will enable the reconstruction of the infrastructure that was damaged.
Nearly 13,000 people have been left homeless, while the death toll has climbed well past 2,500. Thousands are still unaccounted for. Rescue teams and volunteers continue digging through the rubble, and many now criticize the response from interim President Delcy Rodriguez.
Where are they? Where is the government? Anyone who truly wants to help doesn't need to ask. Just pick up a shovel and help us search. That starts with the President of the Republic.
And another reminder that Syria's path back to stability remains fragile. At least 10 people were killed and dozens injured after a bomb exploded inside a cafe near Damascus's Palace of Justice on Thursday. Authorities say the device had been planted inside the cafe, close to where trials of senior figures from the former Assad regime are taking place. No group had claimed responsibility for the attack by Friday, and there's now an investigation in place. But Damascus's governor says the attack was an effort to destabilize Syria. Instead, it was civilians who paid the price.
Such attacks won't intimidate Syrians. However, what pains us the most is seeing Syrian blood on the street.
And here's a taste of our features from the World Cup.
Argentina versus Cape Verde. Argentina, of course, if you remember, going for that title repeat. That's only been done, the last time it's been done was 1962 with Brazil, whereas Cape Verde, the Cinderella story of the tournament, right?
So far, so good for Argentina, who couldn't have asked for a better start to their World Cup title defence.
It's a beautiful experience from the past World Cup and from many past World Cups. It's difficult to win matches, but we won all three. We played very well, and to be honest, I'm proud to continue growing every day. And it gave us encouragement for what lies ahead.
Messi set the standard in dominant wins over Algeria, Austria and Jordan, with the skipper scoring 6 times and breaking the World Cup all-time leading goal-scoring record.
As for Leo, everyone can see it. He's at the same level as he was in 2022, or even more. We're enjoying it a lot. I'm sure he's enjoying it a lot too.
He surely is, with the next opportunity coming at his spiritual home of Miami, where he plays club football, and a chance to extend that goal-scoring record past 18.
Obviously, I'm really enjoying Messi playing this World Cup. He's still a massive important player for the national team. You could see when he gets the ball in the final third, he's still bringing those moments of magic.
Standing in his way are debutants Cape Verde, who have been the surprise package of the tournament.
It's been incredible to see Cape Verde performing in this World Cup, and I wish them, good luck and to enjoy this phenomenal World Cup. But of course, that for Argentina coming to Miami, we know it's going to be a tough game.
The African nation of Ireland are unbeaten so far and been one of those underdog sides people love to support.
They are a tough opponent who are going to make life difficult for us, because they have already given Spain, one of the favorites, a hard time. Even though Spain fully deserved to win, they couldn't manage it. Uruguay couldn't manage it, and Saudi Arabia couldn't manage it either. So there you have it.
Caution from the coach, and there have been upsets in the round of 32, but the champions seem in a good place.
Argentina could be one of the favorite right now, just having seen Messi performing in the last 3 games. Hopefully we can enjoy, and of course I would love to see Argentina going through.
With everything that has gone before and everything to come, Messi's Miami does not feel like a stumbling block for the team. But this proud island nation in the first World Cup will be doing everything in their power to spoil the party.